How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today I'm going to be going over the Year of the Varg update for Don't Starve Together for 2018. Just as a fair warning, there will be spoilers in this video, so if you're interested in finding some of these things out yourself, you probably should wait a bit to watch this. Secondly, this event will last until March 1st of 2018, so you most certainly have a window of opportunity here to get some of the new special spring-themed chests. One thing I think I should make note, because I ran into this problem as well, and I made a video about it previously. You can no longer go into your item collection and go to the trade-in and trade in common items to receive a spring chest. Before this was possible, you could trade in common items and receive in return that one upgraded chest that classy items were normally converted into during these events. That's no longer possible, so just ignore the trade-in for the most part. If you're going to be getting one of these spring chests, I think it's called a spring chest. I haven't gotten one yet. If you're going to be getting one of them, it's going to have to be through the standard procedure in-game, where you get drops from time to time while playing. So with that out of the way, let's get into the actual items. To begin with, I'm going to be going over the ones you receive for free. So when you log into Don't Starve Together for the first time while this event is active, you'll be presented with a couple of free items. It depends upon whether or not you have one from the previous year. To get started with, we have the knitted puppy hat. It's loyal, and it is part of the Year of the Varg collection. You'll be given it as a complimentary item when you first log in, alongside the daggered heart. The daggered heart is also loyal, but it is part of the heart collection instead of being part of the Year of the Varg collection. So we have two new collections going on here at the same time. One is the Year of the Varg collection, and the other is the heart collection. And this is different from last year's lunar collection, for example. The one last thing that you can get for free when logging in is going to be the swoon emote. If you do not formerly have the swoon emote from last year's Year of the Gobbler event, Clay said this is your last opportunity to get it, so if you log in during this event, you'll be able to unlock the swoon emote. Probably one last thing I should note is that this is PC specific. I know there are a lot of people out there who play on consoles, and unfortunately the consoles don't receive quite as much love as the PC game. Okay, so with the free stuff out of the way, let's do a systematic breakdown here of the items that were introduced for this update. Remember, there are two different categories or collections here. One is for Year of the Varg, and the other one's the Heart collection. And I probably should actually demonstrate this through the shop. We have the Verdant Spring chest, and this unlocks a lot of spring-themed costumes for 6 of the characters, the 6 that were not covered in the Don't Starve Together winter event for the Snowfallen collection. You can buy them all for $9.99 or each one individually for $2.99. There's also the option to gift it to a friend, because now these skin packs are seen as DLC in Steam, so you don't necessarily have to buy it in-game. I have another video that actually showcases the skins themselves, but as you can see by the little indicator in the upper left-hand corner of this icon, it has a little clay Varg or clay hound on it for the Year of the Varg event, as opposed to like this one, which has the forge on it. So there are 6 of those. In terms of belongings, I've already covered the puppy hat and the daggered heart, but in addition to this, we have the Clement Life Amulet, which is part of the Heart collection. You can buy this as well as a set. You don't have to necessarily weave it, but you could weave it as well, or you can unravel it if you have duplicates of it. There is the Winged Brazier. I might demonstrate this a little bit later because it has a nice little animation when you fuel it. It's a little bit different from the previous ones. And then there is the Romantic Birdcage. Once again, these are all in the Heart collection and can be purchased or woven. For the Varg collection, we have the Pedigree Vargling, the Purebred Vargling, the Warhound Helm, and the Puppy Cap. Nothing in emotes, but in emoticons, we now have the Battle emoticon. That's from the Year of the Varg. We have the Gold Nugget emoticon from Year of the Varg, the Flex emoticon from Year of the Varg, and the Torch emoticon from the Year of the Varg. Moving on to portrait frames. For the Heart collection, we have the luxurious stage portrait, probably one of the nicer portrait backgrounds that I've seen in a while. This can be woven with spools, or you can outright buy it by buying the Heart collection, as I mentioned before. There's also the Resplendent Curtain portrait. And then for Year of the Varg, we have the Hunting Tracks portrait, which makes sense because hunting tracks feature quite prominently, as you will see later on, and the Tooth trapped portrait. In terms of profile icons, we've got some new ones here. One is the Clay Hound, Clay Varg, Blue Hound, Red Hound, Vargling, and Varg. These cannot be purchased outright and either will be received as drops or woven. In terms of vignettes, we only have one available to us, even though the loading screen has a unique one of its own. So here is the Critters. It's a seasonal classic from the Year of the Varg collection. And you can weave it or you can receive it as a drop. Okay, so with all the cosmetic items out of the way, let's see some of the live content that Year of the Varg offers. To get started with this content, you're going to need to build the Varg Shrine from your Structures tab. It costs 8 gold and 2 boards. And I'm building this on the diagonal, but whatever. So once you have a Varg Shrine built, you'll have to use a torch to use it. So I'll build a torch here, give the torch to the Varg Shrine, like so, and it does create a light radius that you'll be protected from Charlie, the darkness in. The torch itself lasts 6 minutes as opposed to 75 seconds. Once the torch is in the Varg Shrine, you'll notice another little tab pops up that's called Offerings. This Offerings tab was originally implemented in the game for the Year of the Gobbler, but you'll see a couple new items added here. One is the Lucky Whistle for 3 lucky gold nuggets. One is the Clay Hound figure sketch, and the other one's the Clay Varg figure sketch for 8 and 16 gold nuggets, respectively. The other items were previously implemented in the Year of the Gobbler, and I believe there was enough information out there. Nothing has changed about them, and there's really no reason to go over those again. Let's get started with the figure sketches here. Clay Varg and Clay Hound. Both of these clay figure sketches are to be used in the Potter's Wheel, as most sketches are. Once you just give the Potter's Wheel these blueprints, you'll then see them pop up here at the bottom of the list of figures that you can craft. It requires your standard stone or marble sculpting block, some rocks, and some hound's teeth for both of them. So just as an example here, I'm going to go ahead and craft the Varg. And there you see, that's all it does. These don't do anything special, they're just simply statues. Another thing that the Varg Shrine does when enabled with a torch is allow you to find clay Vargs at the end of ammo tracks instead of either Qualiphants or Eucuses. It's pretty much a guaranteed 100% chance that you'll find a clay Varg, so that's the only way in the Year of the Varg to go ahead and get those golden nuggets. Okay, so the thing you're on the lookout here for during Year of the Varg are suspicious dirt piles, and once you find one, go ahead and activate the Year of the Varg Shrine, and then go ahead and start uncovering the suspicious dirt piles. The reason you want to do this is because if you do not activate the statue while you're uncovering these, the end result will not be a clay Varg. It would be the equivalent of whatever you would normally get without the event enabled. So you have to make sure that the statue is lit while you're doing this. So now that we've found the end of the trail, you'll come across a set piece like this. It will have the clay Varg and a total of 9 clay hounds surrounding it. To activate the clay Varg, just stand close to it and it'll light up, and then all the clay hounds will start chasing you in addition to the clay Varg. As you can see there, clay Varg woke up. Clay hounds are after me as well. So this gives me an opportunity to demonstrate another feature for this event, and that is the Lucky Whistle. By playing the Lucky Whistle, 5 of the hounds will be converted over to my side. They're basically loyal to me, and I can use these to attack other hounds, for example. I can create a bit of a hound civil war here and have them attack each other. As you can see, there's a little bit of death going on there. But the Varg itself cannot be controlled by the player. As a matter of fact, I'm getting the Varg here to do a lot of the work for me. But of course, you only get the Lucky Whistle after you defeat these hounds the first time. And it can be a little bit complicated if you're trying to do it by yourself, but most of the usual methods for dealing with Vargs, such as tooth traps, work. Also, another thing should be noted that if you go ahead and leave the Varg alone, if you walk a far enough distance away from it, it will simply become a stone statue again like it was when you found it, and it is invincible, or it appears to be invincible in that state. I've tried to run a lot of monsters into it. I have tried to blow it up, all kinds of stuff. It seems to be immune to any sort of damage that you might be able to cause it, which could present some interesting opportunities. And once you defeat the clay Varg, here are the red pouches that you'll receive when you unwrap them. Each one will have 1 lucky gold nugget in it, and you'll be able to use it at the formerly demonstrated Varg Shrine to buy the formerly demonstrated offerings, such as the Lucky Whistle, the figure sketches, or any of the items that are currently enabled from last year's Year of the Gobbler event, such as red firecrackers, the red lantern, and the Lucky Beast head, body, and tail. Okay, the last thing I wanted to demonstrate here is the use of the Lucky Whistle on regular hounds. So if I go ahead and play this here, it will turn 5 of them over to my side, and then they'll actually attack each other when those hounds try to attack me. So you can create these sort of civil wars within hound waves. The loyalty mechanics when using the lucky whistle are similar to the ones you'd see when, for example, feeding a bunny man a carrot, or a pig man a piece of meat. So by far, I'd say the lucky whistle is probably one of the most interesting items from this event, and I most certainly think it is worthwhile picking one up while you can. So I think that concludes my overview here of the Year of the Varg event for Don't Starve Together. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope to see you next time.